Hello. Hello, everybody out there. What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, I don't wear that many colors. I always wear like black or like gray. Today I'm wearing blue. I always have our logo up. All right, our logo stands for 50, if you can see it. This is an F. That's an I with a dot. That's another F right there. This is it's a T, kind of, right? It's like a T. This is a Y. But the cool part is that upside down it says the same exact thing. So it's an ambigram. All right. We like to have the logo like that because it's kind of like a little superhero logo, I suppose. One, two, no one can read it, so only we know about it. So it's like a secret deal. Three, like Superman's logo, it has like an origin story, and it's like like that was like something that he was like born in and all this other stuff. And it's not just an S, but it's like that stands for like his world and all that stuff. So um, I like the kids to feel special. And when you feel special, you feel like you were chosen to do something. Like lucky you. And if you feel like you were chosen to do something, perhaps you'll have the responsibility to truly try to do it. So I try to make people feel really really cool and really special, and I do that with the logo. All right, because everything has a logo. If you'll notice in life, like cars have logos, restaurants have logos, everything has a logo. But if your logo is something special that no one quite understands, then it kind of stands out. And for us, Pepsi All Stars is it's a goal every single year. We try to be the top 50. All right, and we have our two groups. One is called the Stars, and the other one's called 50 All Stars because the Stars are doing a very regular thing, like just playing against local teams. Well, the 50 All Stars, they are going out there and they're playing against the best teams in the country. And it's not something that people even want to do. So that's the whole thing about our logo and about our name and what we strive to do. So always be better. All right, what's up, Finn? What's up, Leandra? How you guys doing today, man? Today, I noticed that Finn Kaufman, who's right there, and Dylan, they have been posting their stuff. Dylan has been getting slowly but surely better at it. And today he asked me again. He goes, "Why am I posting these videos?" Uh, he really believes in me. He really just goes out there and he's like, I want to do it, but he has to. I know I saw that you posted. Great job, Finn. But he asked, "Why are we posting it?" And I told him just because, hey, kids are stupid and it's time to get better. All right. Tomorrow, can I go to your house, Ben? Maybe. So the reason that we're posting it is to inspire others. The reason that you're posting it is to organize your own life. The reason that you're posting it is to be held accountable. And it's the same reason that you don't just do your homework and never turn it in. All right. You want to do your homework, but then prove that you did it. Because if you don't do it, then there's consequences for not doing it. All right. And if everyone just did their homework and never showed it to the teacher, absolutely, you can still get smart, right? You're in the teacher's class, you're learning. You went home, you did the homework. What more do you need to do? Why do you need to bring it to the teacher? Well, you need to bring it to the teacher so that they can say, "Well, this sucked," right? You also need to bring it to the teacher because there's a chance that maybe if you never turn it in, that you're just going to stop doing it. Right? And we as human beings, we thrive on inspiration. All right, and I'm going to go over all the workouts today. All right, but in between them, I'm going to talk about the sole form of inspiration, or not the sole form, but the main form of inspiration in the books that I wrote for you guys. All right, because a huge part of them are the movies. And why do we watch the movies? All right, we watch the movies to entertain one, but we watch the movies for morals of the and what the movies are actually trying to say. So since you guys aren't really watching these movies, I want to tell you guys the moral of these stories. So I'm gonna go over all 12 stories, tell you the morals of them, and I'll do that in between the workouts. All right. So I guess actually start with one real quick. All right. One is Rookie of the Year. Now, Rookie of the Year is our first grade movie, and it's with the kid who has an arm. He broke his arm, but then it came back healed, and he could throw like 100 miles an hour with his arm, just like as like a new arm, basically. And he got a chance to try for the big leagues. And when he was doing it, he was just throwing heat and striking people out. It was so fun, so fun. But the moral of this story happens because, again, if you want to watch the movie, you still can. But I'm going to just tell you the movie. Um, After he gets into the league, he realizes that there's more to it than just throwing fire. All right, he starts to get down, starts to miss his family. Um, things on the road are not for a kid; they are for adults because you need um, you need to focus on school as well. So that was part of the story. And then in the end, I won't tell you like the total win, but he couldn't quite throw the same. And what happens when that happens? You have to use your wits. So it's not all about like physical strength either. So the moral of of this story is that the professional world is a real world. All right, and as a kid, you don't quite understand that what goes into being a professional. Because as a kid, you think that it's all about fun. Well, it's not. No matter what you do for a job, no matter how fun it is, even being a professional athlete, there are a lot of hard things that you have to do as well. And it's the hard things that will define you, not the easy things. The easy things are going out there throwing smoke because you were given a gift. The hard things are being able to handle that on a day-to-day basis. And you learn that in life, and that's why we play sports. So the moral of that story, it's a deep one. I don't know if many first graders are going to understand that, but maybe it'll stick with you in life, and you'll love the small parts. All right, let's start with the elementary school. Got the Buffalo drill layups, points in the pot. It's a fun free throw game. Defense on dribble handoff. That's when we flat show. Contest shots. All right, contesting shots means that our hand is in their face for every single shot, but we're not jumping. We're contesting shots. We're not trying to block shots. So on fast breaks, we try to turn them on fast breaks. We don't just try to just block them. Unless you can do is chase down blocks like LeBron James. All right, but you want to get around them. Don't foul them. Don't swing down and try to block it. Just contest. Have them shoot double pump shots. All right. So you want to learn how to contest shots and not give up easy, wide open ones either. So always put your hand there. Make sure that it's not too much. Make sure that you're not swinging down. Make sure that you're not going for blocks. Contest shots to lower their percentage from 60% to 40%, from 40% to 20%. All right. And make them do hard things like spin moves toward the end, behind their back toward the end, pump fake, reverse layups. Make them shoot the harder shot, period. Contest shots. All right. Last two are 0 to 3 seconds, down by 3 with free throws. And then Olympic drill. Olympic drill is a very fun drill where we go 3-on-2 with a chaser at the end. And then we go both ways, one side versus the other side. It's a very, very popular drill. A lot of people do it. All right. Next up for our movies, I'll talk about a few of them now, all the elementary ones. All right. We got The Sandlot. The Sandlot. The moral of that story, it's a baseball movie again. Moral of that story, man, there's so many morals to the story. I would say the moral of the story is to relish your childhood. All right. You are young only once. And in a while, you're going to be like 20, 30 years old. And you know what would be like the biggest conversation that you have? All right. Don't chew tobacco. It might be like that. Have you seen that movie, Finn? I think that part is actually in the movie. Good job. But I think a big topic of conversation when you're 30 is your childhood. You talk about it with your friends all the time. You talk about it with people that you don't know. Yeah, you've seen it. Very famous movie. And you will be discussing your childhood as if it were your entire life. So now that you're in your childhood, make the most of it, dude. Because you can do anything that you want. These kids, they play baseball every freaking day. All right, and especially the one kid who wanted being a professional later on, he took it seriously from a young age. Like the other ones were having fun. This guy was taking it seriously. He was something different, right? He was talented, but he also took it seriously. All right, and the kids that were scared, they went out about it. They just did it, but they had fun. They rushed their childhood. So if you're sitting behind a computer screen right now, which you probably are, all right, at some point tonight, get out and shoot. Go outside and play. All right, the pandemic can only stop you so much. You can't stop you from dribbling outside. All right, go have fun. Go be a child and relish your childhood. All right, next movie is Miracle. Now again, I have not seen this movie. I said it before. Say it again. And let me see. So the miracle is, I'm guessing it's basically just never give up. All right. Because again, the USA hockey team was not supposed to be good. They're going against the incredible Russia team, and they beat that team. So it's, in the face of adversity, you go through it. All right. When all the odds are stacked against you, you still play your hand. All right. You go out there and you try hardest, and then in the unlikely event that you win despite all odds, that's the real story. All right. No one's talking about the 1979 champions, or since it's the Olympics, sorry, 1976 champions. No one's talking about the 1984 champions. They talk about the 1980 champions all the time because it was a special team. I don't even know who's won any other ones ever. I mean, I think 72 was Russia. I'm not really even sure. All right. But the Olympic champion hockey, I don't know. I don't know who's won. I know who won the 1981 because that was such an amazing run, and that's why you make history. So when you're playing the other ones and the scores like even and like the game's even, you have a chance. That's whatever. I'm glad that you made the championship. Congratulations. But it's whatever. All right. If you though are playing against a team up there and you're down here, now we're talking. Now it's excitement. Right now, dude, we have a chance to make freaking history if we can win this game. All the other games don't matter. If we can win this one game in our life, we will be remembered throughout time. There's not that many games like that. But if you're in our program, you play in those kind of games all the time. When we go down to Richmond and stuff like that, all you got to do is win one. All right, you win one of those games, you're amazing. All right, so go for it all. I guess that's the moral of that story. All right, and last one that I'll talk about for the elementary is Rocky Four. One of my favorite Rockies, or if not, it's probably my favorite Rocky. Goes over to Russia again. Why is it always against Russians? I don't know. We hate Russia, I guess. I love Russia. But anyways, they go over to Russia and he fights and he tries to avenge his friend's death. And he fights this again huge Russian, right? And he's a small American, can't do it, right? And the motto of this one is, don't ever give up on yourself, because even when his wife told him not to go, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Don't do this. He was like, I have to do this, and he went out there and he had to face that guy. He had to face that guy. And then when it came down to training, he didn't train in a fancy gym. He trained outdoor in the snow, carrying logs and stuff like that. And it was amazing. And then when it came down to the Russian, he had more heart than the Russian had brawn. It didn't matter about the guy's like physical strength. He kept punching and kept punching, kept punching. And then the Russian said in the middle of the rounds, he's like a piece of iron. I can't beat this guy. So in the end, it's resilience that wins out. All right, you can have all the strength in the world, but if you're resilient and you keep coming, eventually they're going to give up. All right, next one's for the drills, our middle school drills. We have star passing, where you make accurate passes in a star fashion. Where you sprint after them and you pass, and then you follow your pass. Again, talk in the middle of it, make accurate passes. Post catch, quick finish. That's our attempt to be professionals by keeping the ball up high, catching it high, keeping our hands up high, catching it high, turning really, really fast to swing our arms through and our entire body, and then scoring it high. And then going through the motions and understanding that entire drill. 3-on-3 defensive positioning is we just have pass to the wing, cut through, weak side, rotate. That's it. But defensively, we have to do our 5 things. 1, jump off the ball. 2, follow the cutter. 3, when the cutter leaves, you stay. 4, when the opposite wing comes to the top, you're from the help side, you go from help side to denying. Last one is when they pass the ball back up top, everyone to their original spots. All right, if you can do these five things well enough, you can guard basically anything. All right, there's also some screen down stuff, screen away stuff, some other things like rotating as they drive. But for the gist, if you can be in these positions, you will stop a lot of teams and you will be an ace defender, and your coach will let you play. So that's why we do 3-on-3 defensive positioning. Make sure that you know your positions. Press break, reverse, repeat, dribble the ball up the court, reverse the ball. Just practices that motion so that you can do it fast, because with the defensive pressure, it's tough. 49 seconds, down by 3 with free throws. That's what we do in that situation. I'm sure I've talked to you guys about that. And bigs versus guards, we've also talked about that. Back to the movies. All right. So again, today's a movie day because we're halfway through the month. We're on the 15th. If you haven't watched these movies, watch the movies again because they have more to the stories. I like Russia also. Like Lana. Lana's not Russian, dude. She is German, and she's not even German. She's from Switzerland, so she's Swiss. She speaks German, so she speaks Swiss German. So Lana is Swiss German or Swiss. All right. Basically, Lana makes Swiss cheese or Swiss knives. All right. Or Swiss Army soldiers. What else is about Switzerland? The chocolate. That's about all that they're known for. And they're also known for being neutral, I believe, right? Switzerland, they're neutral. They never fight a war. Whoever's the war is, they can be like, oh, whatever. We're on your side. We're on no one's side. Anyways, you said post move finish with Stan. Oh, okay. I thought that you were talking about the Russians. You're right. Yes, like Lana with the hands up. My bad. I was giving you a hard time about mischaracterizing Lana, but yes, you're right. Her hands were up. She just did it, and she did it well. All right, great job listening, Finn. All right, next one. Middle school movies. We have Rocky Balboa, back-to-back Rockies. Let me think. Which Rocky was this one? Rocky Balboa is the one with the video game. Okay, so they're watching a video game. Okay, so Rocky's like long retired now, right? And they're watching a video game simulation, and he fights the current champion on ESPN as a video game, but it's like the older version of Rocky fighting the new champion, this black dude. And in the video game, he knocks the guy out, and old Rocky wins, and it was just like a fun game. And then the new guy's like, oh, that's so stupid. He's watching it too, and Rocky watches and kind of like laughs. And then they go, dude, what would happen if you fight him for real? And he's just like, what are you talking about? That's a video game. And then they're like, you should make this fight happen for charity. And all of a sudden, he fights the guy for charity. It was crazy, but he's so old he can't even like train because his hands are broken and stuff like that. And he fights the guy, and during the training bout, he punches the guy early, and he breaks his rib like very early on, and then like he fights the whole fight with just like one hand. So he's like fighting the old guy, and Rocky's like fighting him. And this one, I think the moral of this story is like, again, don't ever give up on yourself, and it's never over till it's over. All right, like, and once a fighter, always a fighter. So in terms of like being old, that makes sense, right? Like I'm so old. If I went to play again, I'm still a fighter in my heart. My body may not be able to keep up, but my heart can. But for you guys is when you're in games that are close, how hard do you try? Well, everyone tries hard in those games, so that doesn't say much about you. But if you're a true champion, when you're up by 50, you still fight like you're down 50. And then when you're down by 50, you don't give up. You keep fighting, because once a champion, you're always a champion. All right. And so, but if you give up in either of those instances, when you're up by so much or down by so much, that's when you're a loser. Even if the next game it's close and you try to fight hard, you're still a loser who's trying to fight hard now. You don't matter anymore. You don't matter because you're not bringing it. You're only going to bring it when the ideal circumstances present themselves. So if you consider yourself a warrior, you're always a warrior, even during peaceful times. You're always a warrior. You always have that heart. Now, have you seen that boxing movie where the girl sucker punched the other girl after the fight and she got paralyzed? Yes. That is on our list, and it's called $1 Million Baby. And that was one of the greatest movies of all time until that part. Oh my God, you kind of give up the ending on that one. But yes, that is definitely in our list of movies to watch. I would say, which month is it? $1 Million Baby. Either December or May. I would say May. All right, it's a May movie. All right, because I know that it's on May. It's surrounded by those flowers, and I would say since it's a rated R movie, it's probably like a junior or senior movie. Yeah, don't give up endings to movies, man. Yeah, Leandre should not watch that movie anytime soon. But that was a really inspiring movie until that part. Man, I was like, the only thing that could save this movie is if it's a true story. I was like, is this a true story? Looked it up. It wasn't even a true story. They just made that girl go through all that crap for nothing. I was like, oh my God. It was honestly as great as Shawshank Redemption, one of the greatest of all time. And then that part happened. I was like, I'm never watching this movie again. But yeah. Anyways, back to our movies. Rocky Balboa. Never. Don't give up on yourself. And then Senna. Senna is the race car movie. I looked that one up. This one's a sad one too. I have not seen this one with my own eyes, but I read the synopsis. This one is basically about like a champion race car driver, and he was also championing for the safety rights of all the drivers. Right? So he was looking beyond the sport. Right? And it seems like this movie is more about that, about a champion being able to look beyond the sport and beyond himself to make a game better for the future drivers. So it's looking at your legacy versus at your current state. All right. And if you leave the game better off, that's when you start doing stuff. So in terms of like, let's say Kobe Bryant, it wouldn't be all his championships. It wouldn't be a scoring title. It would be him after he stopped. It would be him mentoring players and teaching them moves. It was him doing the details on the little YouTube videos where he would teach a new generation of kids and players his own age or stuff like that. Even like, not his own age, but the pros. Right. And it's how you give back to the game. Right. And I have not seen that movie, so if it's about something else, my bad. But that was basically the moral that I got. Next one is Run Fat Boy Run. It's about an old guy trying to run a marathon late in life. He wasn't even fat, but it was hard for him. I would say that's Don't Give Up on Yourself. Tin Cup. This is a weird one because, man, this guy was crazy. This is a movie that Finn needs to watch, but the moral of this story is basically go for it all. Go for it all, even if you're an idiot. Just go for it all. I mean, let people say whatever they want. Just don't let them say that you didn't try, that you didn't have guts. Even if you're a monstrous idiot. I can't stress to you how much of an idiot he is in this movie. But he went for it. And man, dude, he went for it. All right. So with that said, like he wasn't a pro. He was just he was a guy in my position where he taught kids golf. And then he winds up making the pro tour one time. And he wasn't supposed to be there. And like the journey he takes and the ending, I can't say that much about it, but yeah, he went for it. All right. I mean, dang, you're going to be so frustrated watching that movie, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. Cool part about this movie is you can watch it with your mom or your dad. Like your dad will love it, but your mom will love it even more. All right. And here's the words that you need to remember. Rene Russo is in this movie. So anyone of a certain age, 40 years or older, they're going to know Rene Russo, and your mom will want to watch the movie because Rene Russo's in it. All right. Anyway, that's all I have. And then that would be all the middle school stuff. Let's go to the high school workouts. This is stuff that we did today for Dylan, and we did layups. You can just do them straight. We also did reverse layups, but we also did a layup drill where you're on top of the key and you penetrate to the block, and then you retreat dribble out to the wing and then go cross, and then you go in for a layup or reverse layup. So it teaches you the change of direction, and it applies everything to the game. So hopefully sooner or later you can do that in a real game where you can penetrate, retreat, and then re-attack. All right. Then we have sideline out of bounds for shots. We just did the 3 different shots, whether you come from the opposite block to the corner, opposite elbow to the top to create your own shot, or the ball side elbow to screen away and then flare out for a long pass. I was a passer, he was a catcher, and he shot his shots. So we practiced all those. Then we did zone and flex screens. This is basically if you're playing on the weak side, your man's on the weak side, far over there. You don't want to be in the middle if there's also a screener on the opposite block. You want to be over that screen. You don't want to be on either side of him. You want to straddle him so that he can't screen you in and he can't screen you out. All right. So don't allow yourself to be pinned in. So wherever that offensive player is, you want to move to straddle him so that they pass the ball over to your man. You can get him. If your man cuts back door, they can't screen you. So that's that. And then last 3 are don't cross half court on the trap. You dribble forward. If you see a trap coming, do not cross half court because you add extra defenders, meaning the back court line and the out of bounds line. Don't cross half court when you're being trapped. Don't cross half court when you're being trapped because, again, you can't even pass it to the back guy. Right? Don't cross half court when you're being trapped. Just know that for a fact. 0 to 3 seconds down by 3. We talked about that. That's make the first one, miss the second one on purpose. And if you are the rebounding team, you need to get that rebound and then secure it. Don't let them get into a jump ball. Don't try to make a pass. Just end the game. And if you can, I guess you can throw all the ball up in the air, but that's dangerous because make sure that there's enough time on the clock, or make sure that there's enough time off the clock. The last one is 5-on-5 Nash, then dash. We also ran the Nash drill today. So if you guys are doing the homework for this month, it is the Nash drill. Run the Nash drill. 3-minute run every single day. We did that run, and for this drill, the better team would run the Nash drill. Then they would play 5-on-5, and then the losing team would run another Nash drill. or their first national, depending on who won or lost. All right. So that's what those guys are doing. All right. Anyways, let's move on to our last movies. And the last movies are Moneyball. Moneyball. This is the one. He actually did watch this one. His Dylan watched this movie last week. His uncle's a big A's fan, so I think he talked him into watching it. And this one talks about the metrics of baseball and like how it's not just about hitting; it's about being smart. All right. So the moral of this story would be that one, you should never give up on your dreams, because this guy had a dream. He wanted to do things this way, differently than what everyone else had done it. So he was like a rebel in that way. So he changed the entire game. Don't be afraid to change the entire game, and know that you're going to get a lot of pushback, but eventually everyone will do it your way. If it's the right way to do it, keep going. Everyone will do it your way. So have resilience in your own ideas and thoughts, and go for it. And then the overarching, I guess, moral is that the analytics part of basketball about sports is very, very important too. All right. Then slap shots. Okay, I saw this movie back in the 80s. The hockey player that becomes a figure skater. The morals of that story, oh man, that it's not all about strength, I guess. That like some like love has to do with it too, maybe. The morals of that story, be willing to adapt to certain situations, possibly. There's a couple. I would say that those are the two morals to that story. So be willing to adapt. Whatever life hands you, you can change. And then the other one is it's not all about strength. It's about finesse as well. Because it did teach him something about hockey. It wasn't just about strength. He had to like learn to skate in a different sort of way. Semi-pro. The morals of that story. Okay, this is the funniest movie of the list. So usually funny movies don't have morals, I suppose, but the morals of this story. Dang, this movie's so stupid. I don't know if it had a moral. A moral to the story, Semi-Pro. Dude, don't don't get into cages with bears. There you go. That is the moral to the story of Semi-Pro. If you see a cage with an open door and it has a bear on the inside, don't go in that cage. You got that? That's the moral to the story of Semi-Pro. Mark my words. All right. The 12th grade movie, Tyson, same thing. If you see Tyson in a ring, don't get in that ring. You see Mike Tyson in the ring and the door's open, don't go in that ring. All right. Anyway, those are all the morals. For the moral to our day, we have our quote of the day. The moral, the quote of the day is, repetition is essential to mastery. You got to do things over and over and over again to truly be a master of it. And understand that even though when it gets boring, you have to make up fun games in your head. All right. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. So repetition is essential to mastery. Today is what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Repetition is essential to mastery. 5 words. And then the motivational story of the day is strive to be the best player on your team, and then love being the best player on your team without petitioning better players to join, and without switching to a team that has better players. Every team has a best player, and you should relish the opportunity to have that responsibility. Like Damian Lillard, not like LeBron James. I know he's on my team, but still, all right? You gotta like be like, yo, I'm the best. I like this position. I want to be the best. Now, where are some more better players? I mean, even Michael Jordan did that crap, trying to get better players. Magic Johnson did that crap, trying to get better players. Dude, just go for it. All right. So even when those guys are doing it, still be like Damian Lillard. They come to you if they want to be good. All right. Be like Jimmy Butler. You just go wherever you need to be. All right. And then everyone else should follow you. All right. So if you want to be a great player, don't ever be like, oh, my team sucks. No. You're amazing. They don't suck. You're the best. That's a good thing. All right. And when you get on another team, maybe you're going to be the second player. All right. And you would hope that your leader was better than you. So if you're the best player, just be the best player and try to carry your team against all odds. Okay. Because again, you don't get that many chances in life to do that. That many chances in life to make a movie. Okay. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys at the workout. Know that I remind everyone to sign up for the November dates. I sent those emails out. Make sure that you guys are signed up. You can see online to see which days that you're signed up by clicking on the PE classes. All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. If you're going to the Tides Valley, or if I'm going to see you online. All right, great job with all this stuff, guys. Let's keep going now. All right. Let me know if you watch your movies. All right, peace.